Delighted to have the latest member of the Glasgow Clan on this edition of Clan Chat, all the way from Quebec City. We were just talking off camera. Hugo Roy, one of the most beautiful places in the entire world. How's the summer going in Quebec City so far?
It's been good. It's been windy a little bit and gray. Reminds me of the UK a little bit.
Probably a little bit like Dublin here or Glasgow.
Yeah.
So you're well used to the weather once you come back over this side of the pond.
Oh yeah.
Are you excited? Because we've talked to Braden Burke, we've talked to the new goalie, Sammy Idicalio, and it's only June, but everyone seems to be excited already about the possibilities of the new season. It's almost like once the playoffs end, and you ended it on a high note, of course, with a championship. And maybe that's even harder, isn't it? You kind of want to just play again the next week, don't you? When you're winning, things are good. So are you excited about the upcoming season in prospect?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited. And like you said, when we won the championship, I was like, can we just start right now for the next season? So yeah, I'm super excited. I think can't wait for August to well, I'll say that I'll use the summer to get some rest and work on things that I want to work on and get ready for the new season.
I guess what I really wanted to ask you about, as we touched on, there's the championship. I mean, the Elite League is peculiar, right? You've got the league, you've got the cup, and you've got the playoff final weekend, which is almost like the Frozen Four or something like that for our NCAA friends. When you win that playoff title, it doesn't matter who won the league or who won the Challenge Cup, because you've won the last game of the season and you go off into the summer in Quebec City or wherever your home is, and you've won the last game. You're the champion going into the summer. So just talk me through your emotions once the buzzer sounded finally after a couple of controversial moments in overtime. But
Yeah,
how did it
exactly.
feel going off into the summer?
Oh, I felt incredible. I think we had a very good team, like we knew, and I think we just that championship meant a lot for not for only the players but for the organization. So yeah, it was an incredible moment, and hopefully we can do some great thing with the clan this year too.
And Hugo, I mean, we talked about it a little bit there. I mean, 2 goals in overtime reviewed and disallowed. Have you ever been a part of anything? You and I talked about a youth tournament that I played in. I know you must have played in Sedma as well. I've never seen anything in it. I've done over 1,000 TV games. I've never seen 2 goals in overtime overturned by challenges and whatnot. Were you just going, this is crazy?
Yeah, it was almost like when our goal happened, like we obviously like celebrated, and but we knew in the back of our mind, like yeah, maybe like it was will be a close call, but like you never think that goal will be overturned in OT last game for the championship. So when it happened, obviously it was a weird moment for us. And when they scored, like we were hoping, like, well, we have nothing to lose here, so let's just challenge and see what happened. And so yeah, it was very weird game, but a game that I'll remember for sure for the rest of my life.
Your good friend in Nottingham, Chris Ellis, who does such a good job with all the media stuff around the Panthers. I think he asked your good buddy Mitch Fossier after on Premier Sports TV. You're probably the only guy to score 2 overtime winners in the same overtime, because he had the one disallowed and then
Yeah,
he scored
yeah.
the big one. But when that second one went in, there was no doubt about it. How
Mhm.
did it feel then? You just must have felt like the weight of the world come off you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like with my 2 years with the Panthers, it was just like a lot of emotion. So yeah, it was just a good way to end the season. And yeah, like I said, it was not only for us, it was for the organization and the fans.
And what a job! I mean, it's one of my favorite games I've ever been a part of from a television perspective. I mean, I've been in that Olympic finals where there's overtimes and stuff like that, but to have 2 goals disallowed, and just I looked at Paul Adey, whose numbers retired in Nottingham, and I said to him in a commercial break, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" And he said, "No." I mean, he's been around. I
Yeah,
joke about his age, but he's like 107 now, so he's seen it and done it all, Paul Adey. So then the season ends, and you kind of you look at it, okay, I'm going to go back to Quebec City, I'm going to get some rest, but the call comes from Corey Nielsen, and how does that kind of go? Because it's hard to leave a place that you've won in such spectacular fashion, and like you said, a lot of emotions over the last 2 seasons there for various reasons. Was it an easy call with Corey, or was it a surprise, or how did that go?
I think on my end, I was maybe looking for a fresh start somewhere. So I was looking at my option, and for some reason, the Clan was. I remember a couple of years ago, when I was looking to come in Europe, they were the first team to call me. Like, obviously, it was a different coach, a little bit different of organization, but they were the first team that called me, and they were interested in me. So the Clan was always in the back of my mind for some reason. So when I was looking at my option, and Corey, just speaking with a lot of guys in Nottingham and around the league, they think it would have been like a good match for me. So I had the call with Corey, and didn't take long, maybe like a couple of days of back and forth, and I was a member of the Clan.
And when you look at it as well, I mean, obviously, we talked to Sami Aitakallio, the goalie from Finland, who's going to be your teammate this year in purple. Leadership, I mean, you had some really good leaders, and you were a part of that leadership group in Nottingham. But when you see the likes of Mitchell Hurd and certainly the captain, Devin Sidoroff, coming back, is that a big part of your decision too? Because you realize that if those guys want to go back there, if the leaders want to go back there, then I want to be there as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's important. If you want to build like a solid team and win championship, it's important you bring back your leaders, and you build on the culture of the team. So when the leaders are coming back and they want to compete for those championship, and I think it's easier on the organizational side to see like what we're missing, and this is like where the new pieces come in. And yeah, I think it's always good to see returning players, and it means that the people in place, the coach, the GM, and everything, they're liked. So yeah, it was for me, it was a big reason why I wanted to come to the Clan.
Do you have any good memories? Because Braehead Arena, much like Nottingham as well, it's loud on a Saturday night when things are going well for the home team. Do you have any memories of your 2 seasons in Panther Black and Gold, but being at Braehead Arena and going, oh, this place is bananas on a Saturday? Do you have some good memories of scoring against the Clan or big nights in Braehead?
Yeah, for some reason, like I'll be intrigued to look at my at my stats against the Clan in Glasgow. I think I scored a couple goals, and it was always one of my favorite rink to go. For some reason, I don't know. There's something in the air, I guess, that I'm scoring a lot of goals. So hopefully, I can bring that to the home team this year.
Well, I can tell you right now, you drove me bananas doing the commentary on the webcast in my first year involved, because you always seem to have at least an assist or a goal, or maybe even a goal and an assist against us in the first year I was involved. And last year, certainly, you were always a thorn in the side. So I know Corey loved watching you from afar. Delighted to get you signed up, and I'm delighted that you're in purple, and I don't have to worry about you scoring in black and gold anymore. So we look forward to that. If any of the Purple Army don't realize who you are, I mean, most of them know, they're a very knowledgeable fan base, but just tell the Purple Army what type of player Hugo was.
I think I'm a well-rounded player. I can play 200 feet, or maybe a little bit bigger of a sheet. But yeah, I can play everywhere, center, wing, power play, PK, and very reliable, not only defensively, but offensively also. I can have a good scoring touch. And I think my biggest strength is my speed. So I can bring a lot of speed and in transition, and have a pretty decent shot. So yeah, I think that's me.
You've got some great experience to bring to this side of the pond as well. I mean, you had a really good career in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Bay, Comeau, Sherbrooke. You were the captain of Sherbrooke for a few seasons as well. So there's that leadership component. Real good stint with Concordia in Canadian University Hockey, 19 goals there. American Hockey League, East Coast Hockey League, and 2 very good seasons in Nottingham. So are you looking again now to take the next step? Because players always want to improve. And now that you've won that championship, the playoff championship, do you feel like there's another glass ceiling, so to talk about busting through onto the next stage for Hugo Roy?
Yeah, I think that's so I'm gonna use that summer again to go in the gym and work on things that I want to work on. I think last year was a little bit of a down year for me, so I'm very excited. I have this little chip on my shoulder to show that I still got a lot to give. And yeah, I think I have a different mentality this summer. I want to work on a little bit more on my strength and come back as like this dominant player using my speed. So tailored a little bit my training in that direction. So yeah, I'm very excited, and I think it should be a good year for me.
Well, you say it was a bit of a down year. I mean, the 12 goals in league play down from 24, but when it counted most, in 4 playoff games, you had 2 goals, including a big playoff final weekend goal. So again, smashing through ceilings, it proves that you're a big game performer. And I think that sometimes stats, yeah, you need to look at the goals and assists, but it's when those goals and assists happen. It's like talking to a goalie about making that next save rather than, oh, well, he had a shutout, but it wasn't really challenged. So I think it's an interesting kind of look from your point, and your speed is the one thing that really I remember every time you were in Braehead. So if you're going to expand on that, we're in for a great season from Hugo Roy. Let's talk about your day to day there, because you talk about you want to take the summer. So what does a day look like? You get up in the morning, and what's a day look like in training for Hugo Roy?
Yeah, usually wake up, breakfast, and go for a walk with my dog. After I go to the gym, depends an hour or two in the gym. Um, and for now, there's not much ice involved. It's more like a gym and some. Um, it's called like it's like floor hockey. So play some floor hockey. But later in the summer, I go back on the ice maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Get ready for the season, and again, that's something like I want to change this summer. Coming like near the training camp, I want to go maybe like 4 times on the ice. Make sure that my legs are under me right from the start of training camp, and I think it's important for me to come in and show what I can do. And help the team have a good start of this season, because it's a little bit different in Europe. That's something I learned the past 2 seasons. Those first couple of games that are so important. You want to start off in league and in cup the right way. And so yeah.
Is there a pro skate like you've Quebec City? There's probably 100 ex NHLers or current NHLers and AHL guys, European players within probably 10 miles of where we're talking to you from. So, is there a pro skate that you're involved with once you get on the ice?
Yeah, we have coaches, and we have like you said, there's so many good players in Quebec City, so it's easy to just get a quick text, say, do you have ice tomorrow? Or even like we have a little group, we go on 2 times a week, and after that it's maybe you go for a little scrimmage somewhere. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get some ice, and it's fun because like you said, there's so many good players, and you can learn from them. And it's good to get that competitive juice during summer. So yeah, to get ready for the season.
Yeah, I mean, Quebec City such a heritage of wonderful, especially offensively gifted players. So I'm sure that those pro skates and those scrimmages can be quite competitive, which is only good for you, right? Like you're going to be playing against guys that have played all over the world. So a wonderful way to spend your summer.
Oh yeah.
Are you a golfer? Because I know a lot of the guys. I know Braden Burke wants to bring his golf clubs over. I mean, Sammy Idacalio referred to the fact that he might bring the golf clubs over. So, are you hoping to get out on the likes of St. Andrews once you get to Scotland?
Yeah, it's in my contract. No, I'm joking. No, yeah, I'm
Be
a big
careful. Everyone will
golfer.
want that in their contract. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm a big golfer, and for sure I'll want to hit the links this season. Um, I'm not bringing my clubs over because I have a lot of things to bring over, but I'm sure there's some good rentals.
Oh, absolutely. When you look at the world we're in, the hockey world, it's quite a social media world. It's the highs and the lows of a season. But the great thing is that the fans are always interested in the players in the elite league, a very accessible league, and all that. Are you happy to take a few social media questions? I've got a few questions here from some of the
Yeah,
Purple Army. Are you happy
yeah,
to go through a few of those? I don't think there's any. Well, there's one that I was really intrigued by. It's from a guy that you may know called Logan Nielsen, and he wants to know who is your favorite Nielsen now and why is it me?
yeah. Probably Cade. Yeah, I met. Well, yeah, been with Logan the past 2 seasons, and now that he's with Sheffield, I don't talk to him anymore. So I'll say Cade is my favorite.
What gets you hyped for a game from Week Has on Instagram? What gets you all hyped up for game time?
Um, just some music. I try to stay consistent with my routine before every game, regardless that if I'm on a little heater or a tough stretch. I try to keep things simple, and I have maybe a little different mentality. I try to stay very level headed, not too hyped up, and so yeah, just maybe my choice of music will change, but yeah, just music and stick to my routine.
What's your go-to music right now when you're preparing to go to the gym? Is it a bit of country? I know country was popular with the
Yeah,
clan guys
yeah.
last year. A lot of rap.
Right now with the summer, and yeah, I think country music is is bumping in my ear.
Ollie wants to ask on Instagram, who are you most excited to play with? I guess which of the new clan members that have been announced? Who are you most excited to play with?
Um, Returning player, I say Mitchell. Just so I saw what he's capable of doing on the ice last season against us, but I played against him a little bit in the coast, and I thought he was a really good player, very creative, and he can slow the game down. So I think for me, if he has the puck and he slows everyone down, I can use my speed, and all of a sudden I go on breakaways. So yeah, very excited.
I'd say you're probably happy to have him as a teammate too, because we know with all the creativity and the offensive ability, he's also tough as nails. So you don't have to worry about him trying to wipe you out along the boards anymore, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Mazimu wants to ask, where is the best bar in Quebec? She's heading there next week and needs a recommendation on the best bar in Quebec City.
Oh, yeah. I don't go out that that much, but there's some great restaurant downtown. I say like there's like the old Quebec, so it's where like it's very almost look like Europe. It's very like a history, and there's some good bars everywhere. I don't think if you're heading Quebec City, you'll have a blast for sure.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Chateau Frontenac, all those. I mean, it
Hmm.
really is. It's a special place. You could shoot a movie there, and it could be like anywhere in the world. Ian Judge, does your number mean anything personal to you? I know that 13 is taken by Mitchell Hurd, so you're going to wear 19 this year, I believe. Does that mean, is there any reason why 19 or 13 before?
Yeah, 19 was. I mean, it's probably the number I wore the most growing up. For some reason, like growing up, there was a lot of good 19s in the NHL. So I was inspired to wear 19, and 13 was always like my backup number. I would say when 19 was taken, I would take 13, and when 13 was taken, I would go to 19. So yeah, there's not much reason to it. I just think it looks good.
Who was your favorite 19? Because you would have had the Sakic's of the world to
Yeah,
watch, and
Sakic.
Iserman was
Yeah,
19. Yeah,
Eisenman. Yeah, there was a lot of good 19s. Yeah.
some good 13s as well. Matt Sundin was probably the most
Yeah.
famous 13, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
A few fans want to know what your favorite NHL team is. I think I have a pretty good idea, but what's your favorite NHL team?
No, I'm so growing up I didn't like the Montreal Canadiens. I just didn't like the way they were, they play. So I was always rooting for the team against Montreal. So I never really had like a team, but I started playing pro. I was the only French guy on the team, and I was surrounded for some reason with a lot of Ontario kids. So they were all cheering for the Leafs. So started making fun of the Leaf, but all of a sudden, like I was cheering for them. I just like the way they're very skilled, and so I guess right now Toronto Maple Leafs.
We were talking off camera. I mean, the Leafs, they've just had, talk about social media. I mean, if you think you're having a bad day, I mean, those players, after they went out against Florida, I mean, I guess they just had to turn the phones off. Some of the social media fury would have been over the top. Talk about the Oilers, though. We off camera, we're just talking about the Oilers, and you're kind of cheering for a Canadian team. Long time since 1993, the last time the Montreal Canadiens won the Cup. So are you enjoying the Stanley Cup thus far?
Yeah, I think it's two great team battling. Last night or 2 nights ago, Oilers lost 6-1, but at the end of the day, in playoff, it's just one game. Doesn't matter if you lose 6-1 or you lose 2-1 in triple OT. It's only one game. You gotta forget about it and bounce back. And I think they will. It's a very good team, very talented, and I love watching playoff hockey. And I'll be interested to see what the Oilers will do differently. That's more the way I watch the game nowadays. It's more like the adjustment between games and some new strategies or different plays. I love to analyze a game, let's say.
Well, I tell you what, is the physicality as well. I mean, this Florida Panthers team, third straight Stanley Cup final appearance. I mean, they obviously won last year, but they battered the Oilers the other night. But the game before the Oilers battered them, it's not for the faint of heart once you get down to the Stanley Cup final, is it? I mean, the physicality, the skill, the intensity, it's just takes it to another level.
Yeah, it's best hockey to watch for sure.
You talked about telling the Purple Army what type of player you are. I mean, we've got a fan base that's very passionate, very, very vocal behind the guys and get behind the team. Really great fan base. Do you have a message heading into the summer and before we get to training camp and before you come overseas? Do you have a message for your new fans in Purple?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just very excited to be a part of the team, and I think playing at the ring for the last 2 years, there's something special in the air with the Purple Army, and I'm super excited to to battle with the guys and to compete for championships.
Well, as I talked to an NHL colleague recently, I won't say the name because basically you alluded to the fact that a coach walked in and put a Stanley Cup ring on the table in the locker room earlier in the playoffs and walked out, said nothing, right? So his message was winners win. And we've got some winners in this room. And here's an example of a Stanley Cup ring. I think it's so important to have winners in the room, and no bigger winner than you, Hugo Roy. You skated off into the summer with that playoff championship. So hopefully you can bring a bit of that and some trophy mystique to the Purple Army and to the Glasgow Clan next year. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us on Clan Chat. It was lovely to talk to you. I look forward to catching up with you in person once we're ready for training camp.
Yeah, thank you for having me.